Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We all know the superstars of the dinosaur world, right? You've got T-Rex, the tyrant king, and Velociraptor, the clever hunter, and of course you have the giant sailbacked enigma, the one and only Spinosaurus. But what if I told you that 100 million years ago, as Spinosaurus was dominating Africa, it had a secret twin, a nearly identical giant ruling an entirely different continent? Today, we're diving into the incredible and tragic story of the lost giant of South America, Oxalaea. Our story begins in 2011 in northern Brazil. Picture paleontologists carefully brushing dust off a fossil, only to realize it's the front tip of a massive snout. They immediately recognize the signature look of the Spinosaurid family, that long, slender, crocodile-like jaw. But this wasn't just any Spinosaur. This creature was truly enormous. Based on the snout and another skull fragment found later, scientists estimated Oxalaea could reach between 12 and 14 meters long. That's almost the length of a school bus, and weigh a staggering 5 to 7 tons. This would easily make it Brazil's largest predator ever, a true heavyweight that could go toe-to-toe with its famous African cousin. Naturally, this discovery sparked a massive debate in the scientific community. With both dinosaurs living at the exact same time and looking so uncannily similar, were they really different? One camp argued that Oxalaea was just a new species of Spinosaurus that had migrated from Africa when the continents were much closer. Others even suggested it might just be a subadult Spinosaurus, Egyptiacus, that hadn't finished growing. The strongest evidence for it being a unique genus comes from its skull. Oxalaea had a relatively thicker jaw and a straighter snout compared to Spinosaurus, but the similarities were still too great to ignore. To solve this prehistoric puzzle, we would need to study the full skeleton, and this is where the story takes a truly heartbreaking turn. After its discovery, the precious and only known fossils of Oxalaea were stored in Brazil's National Museum, Latin America's largest natural history museum. Then, in 2018, a catastrophic fire swept through the building, destroying over 90% of its collection. In that tragedy, all of the Oxalaea bones were lost forever, turned to ash. Since then, no new fossils have ever been found. Oxalaea, the giant twin of Spinosaurus, is now a ghost of the past, known to us only through data, photos, and casts. So, what did this lost titan actually look like? Since the bones are gone, we can't be 100% sure if it had a sail or just a ridge. But because of its incredibly close relationship to Spinosaurus, most reconstructions give it that iconic, enormous sail, a perfect tool for display, intimidation, or even regulating body heat. And its weaponry was genuinely terrifying. Like its relatives, Oxalaea would have had incredibly robust and powerful arms, ending in giant claws. The first claw, in particular, was disproportionately long, giving it the appearance of having deadly hooks for hands. Paired with that was its enormous skull, longer than an Acrocanthosaurus skull, which was lined with over 40 sharp conical teeth arranged in a special rosette pattern at the tip. When it clamped down, these teeth would interlock, creating the perfect fish trap. This whole setup screams master fisherman. Paleontologists believe it used those giant claws to hook and slice large, slippery fish, while its specialized teeth made escape impossible. In fact, this tooth pattern is seen today in the Indian gharial, one of Earth's most fish-focused crocodilians, adding more fuel to the idea that Oxalaea occupied a very similar niche. But don't get the wrong idea. This wasn't just some peaceful dino with a fishing hobby. Oxalaea was an opportunistic carnivore and the apex predator of its environment. Its immense size and deadly claws made it untouchable. It could have easily ambushed small to medium-sized dinosaurs that wandered too close to the water's edge, just as its relative Buryomnyx is known to have done. Its extinction is just as mysterious as its life. Around 93.9 million years ago, Oxalaea suddenly vanished from the fossil record, at the exact same time as Spinosaurus. What took out these two titans on separate continents at the same time? One leading theory is that rising sea levels destroyed their preferred coastal, freshwater habitats. Another hypothesis is that a long-standing drought wiped out their food sources and depleted the freshwater systems. We may never know for sure. So, while Spinosaurus gets all the Hollywood glory, its lost twin, Oxalaea, remains one of history's most tantalizing mysteries, a ghost of a giant whose full story was tragically erased by fire. It's a powerful reminder of how fragile our connection to the deep past truly is. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching.